Excuse me, guys. We're going around asking people for advice on how to take more risk, how to not play it too safe and go for it. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, you better believe in yourself.
You better believe in
Right.
yourself.
If you're gonna do it, you better do it. That's it. If you're gonna take the risk, just do your best.
It shouldn't be too risky.
Right,
We've
make
taken
sure-
a big risk in our lives, but we
Yeah.
were financially established before we took the big risk. But we risked everything.
You risked everything. That's a big deal. I mean,
It's like a double down.
It's a double down.
like, how did you get the courage to just risk everything? I mean, that's not a small
have to
little
have the
comment.
courage.
It's a
Right.
decision.
Yeah, but once you pull the trigger, you've got to do it. That's it. Otherwise, you'll pretty much always be successful if you do that.
Like, I have a channel to a young audience who is struggling with taking risk and they play it too safe. They're afraid of failure. Like, would you mind sharing a bit more detail about this big risk that you took, just so they can maybe relate more to it and see themselves in it?
When you're young, you have every opportunity to get stuff back, right? So as you get older, you become less risky.
Do it while you're younger because you have less to lose, so you can make bigger risks. This would be like stock market or like in a business if you wanted to start a business or get into some business, like you do with your channel or whatever. You have to think about it like that.
We started a business maybe 10 years ago.
Right.
But we saved and invested for the 10 years prior to that,
Because
8
once
years
you're
prior
married
to
with a
that.
bunch of kids and stuff like that, you're not going to be able to take as many chances. So do it while you're young. Start saving your money when you're young too. If you have like 401k, double it or whatever. Like do whatever they will do. Just get as much as you can when you're younger and hold on to it. That's my advice.
You gotta be able to put in the hours. I think that's the hardest part. Is
You can't, it won't be like, oh, I have this great idea and it's just going to happen without doing it absolutely anything. You have to, that's why I said, you got to be ready to do it. Because it's not going to be very comfortable sometimes. But then, gives you character, makes you stronger, might lead you to your next thing.
So you guys, essentially, the big risk you took was starting the business. Is that what the big risk was? So, I mean, was it like smooth sailing from the get-go, or was it like a bunch of fires to put out when you first started out?
It's fires, regardless of how big it goes and how long you have it. It's always
and regardless
fires.
of successfulness or not, it's not measured off fires going off because those are going to be going off all the time. It's how you deal with them and to move forward thinking about the future of your company.
I think our biggest thing was not getting paid for such a long period of time. We didn't take a paycheck for 4 years.
For 4 years, you didn't take a single paycheck.
We had 4 kids.
And you had 4 kids at the same time.
Right. But now, going in 10 years later, we have over 185 employees. So, it's a lot of growth.
Still work 80, 100-hour weeks,
Right.
so that never goes away. Stress just gets bigger too.
Yeah, I think that's the thing for kids today, like commitment on something, because everybody gets so bored of stuff so fast. Everything's just like that
The next-
dopamine, go, 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 go. They need to kind of slow down a little bit.
Stuff doesn't happen that fast.
Right.
Yeah.
Expect it to be a little rocky, but then it'll be fine after that.
So, just to kind of sum it up, so what's the big advice that you have for someone, some of the young viewers that are watching this video, needing some help with overcoming the fear of failure?
I mean, you just have to pull the trigger and do it.
Like mistakes make you actually learn.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Even if you are successful, you still iterate and you do different things and you pivot and you still fail and go back, and it's a constant thing. It's
Right. You gotta feel that. That's part of it.
unless you're Warren Buffett and you just made really good decisions and you can rely on that.
Just have to get out of the comfort zone, dude. Just get out of your comfort zone, bro, and you gotta stick to what you have into your own mind. Guard that, protect it. Can't let no one else try to destroy it or take it over. Once someone else has control of your dreams, it's over. Stay true to yourself.
When would you say is a time where you had to take a big risk?
I guess when I moved over here, I moved over here when I was 20. Got out of my parents' house and just moved over here by myself. And I did it. I'm here.
And you got a smile on your face, you're looking all nice and fancy, so
appreciate it, bro.
it looks like you're making it happen. But what gave you that courage to leave your parents and move to this town? That's not a small deal,
It was because of my job. I really liked the job that they had over here. They weren't offering it over there where my parents were at, so I just decided to take the risk and come over here. I had nothing to lose. I had my parents' support, so I had nothing to fear. So I just came over here.
We're going around asking people for advice on how you take more risk and not just play it safe.
More risk?
Yeah, and not let the fear of failure take over, and then get the courage to actually move
I
forward.
guess you don't make any of the shots you don't take, so that's what it is. And I believe it's all about not having the regret later, you could have done something, so yeah. And about how to take more risks, Let's just do it.
Just do it, like the
Yeah.
Nike slogan.
Yeah, let's just do it.
What would you say is like the biggest risk that you personally had to take, if you don't mind sharing?
Oh, right, like in my life so far, the biggest risk was probably coming to the States to study. Like, yeah, I was the first person from my family to move abroad, and like, yeah, now I just graduated in May, so.
Congratulations. What gave you that courage to move and be the first person in your family to move abroad and study?
I think I wanted to push like the benchmark a bit further for like my family and my cousins as a whole, and like just take them forward with me and like use the opportunities. Like my parents gave me the resources for me to be able to get into good universities here. So yeah, just making the most of that. Yeah.
Like, do you feel like, and kind of like you did say, like regrets, you're gonna have a lot of regret if you don't take the risk.
I
Was
fear
that kind of, yeah, you feel that?
Yeah, I fear that. I'd rather just do it and fail at it than regret that, you know, it could have gone like better or something. Yeah.
And do you feel like it's paid off, taking the risk?
Yeah, definitely has. Yeah, I'm starting my job at Amazon in a week, so yeah, I'm excited.
Excuse me, guys. We're going around asking people for advice on how you take more risk and not just play it safe.
You take more risk and just play it safe.
You guys ever had to take any risks?
Yes. I think you just go with your gut, man.
Go with your gut.
instinct. Move forward, man. Always look at your North Star. Just push forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Even when you don't see success, you know, failure is always good.
Do you mind sharing like what that moment where you had to take a big risk was?
You know, I had a full-time job, which I was making okay money at, and I decided to take a risk and go work for myself, and it paid off, man. It did well. So I think that was, you know, but it involved some failure. But as long as you keep pointing that needle to the North Star, you'll be all right.
What was your North Star that kind of kept you going through like those failures that you had in the beginning, going your own path?
I think it's the one fear that I have in life, which is not to be a loser. That's it. I don't know, man. It's always been my one fear. I don't want to lose, so that's what kept me going.
But like initially, so that was the thing that helped you also quit your job, that you didn't want to be a loser, so to speak?
Right. That's the exact same thing, the same feeling. You know, I just don't want to succeed. It's not an option.
It's
not an option, man. You got to find the way.
How did you find the way? Like when you took that risk and you said you failed at first. So what did you kind of do to pivot and you know start seeing some success?
You take a few minutes, you feel bad for yourself for a few minutes, and then you just keep going, man. You can't dwell on it, so you just got to keep going. Past has to be left in the past, and that's it.
We're doing a video today, like asking people how do you get the courage to take more risk and not just play it safe?
Shoot, man. I'm talking to some people who just jump off the deep end here, so.
You just jumped off the deep end.
Yeah, so
Tell me more about that.
we're all about just, I don't know, not thinking about too much and just going right in for it, so.
Go for it. You only got
Yeah.
one chance. You're gonna die. Everyone's gonna die. It might be tomorrow. Do it.
Like what was one scenario where you kind of had to like tell yourself that to be able to take that risk?
Last winter, I sailed from Honduras to Florida across the Gulf of Mexico, and I was pretty prepared, but not entirely prepared. And as I approached it, I was prepared, and everything kind of fell in line. So sometimes you got to take the first step, and then everything else will fill in.
And was that what you were talking about when you said the deep end? You on the boat too, like praying that it was gonna work out.
Yeah,
Oh, you're diving
So
coaches.
this is our job, is to teach kids to
Jump
forget
off
their
high
Quite
things.
literally the deep end.
Yeah.
So well, you guys deal with this all the time with people like getting the courage to like
Fear,
jump off
everything,
and dive in. So like how do you what kind of pep talk do you have with your clients to prepare them to make that jump?
You just build everything up, right? It's the same idea. You take one step at a time and you believe in yourself.
Next thing you know, you got 10 steps behind you, right? So.
It's just one more step.
And, the quote that always stuck out to me is all successful people have one quality in common, and it's perseverance.
Perseverance.
Yeah.
That's powerful. Yeah. Hey, I gotta put that up on like a billboard.
Moved from India to the US without much going on, so
Oh.
I took a big risk.
Without a job even?
Yeah, without a job.
Dang.
Yeah.
What gave you the courage to move from India to the US
Well, I was not-
without a job?
I was not happy with what I was doing, and I knew that was not that I wanted to do for the long term. So just took the risk and came here, and I think I'm happy with what I did.
So for someone out there who's struggling with the fear of failure or things not working out, what advice would you have for a person like that who was in your shoes that you were in when you were in India, perhaps?
Well, fear is always there, so it will be wrong to say don't fear and go for it, you know. But you have to take your chances. If you expect something to change, you have to take your chances and take the risk. If you don't take the risk, you don't know what is on the other side of the risk, right?
What if you take that risk and you fail?
You have to get up and get going again. That's all you can do.
All right, so I'm about 10 interviews in. We've gotten some great answers on how to get the courage to take more risk. But stay tuned because I've got some more interviews coming up, some more advice that I'm going to be getting from the people here in downtown Austin.
Yeah, I'd say just always say yes to any opportunity that you have. Don't be afraid just to kind of take that leap. That's about it. Yeah, just always say yes.
Like, do you have like a specific example in your life where you said yes and it paid off?
Yeah, when I asked my wife to marry her.
Oh dang, that's a big one. Yeah, getting the ring on the finger, huh?
Exactly, totally. Something that's like completely unexpected, but you just kind of agree to it within yourself and just take that opportunity and jump for it.
What was it exactly that gave you the courage to propose to your wife?
You know, just having the confidence that, you know, you're making the right decision in yourself. And just being like unwavering within like, you know, your own decision-making process. I mean, just, I don't know, it's an internal confidence that you just kind of have to have when moving forward.
Did you do something to kind of cultivate it or you just kind of had it?
I think just like life experience just in general. Having multiple opportunities in front of you, just never seizing the moment. And then just like a collection of that throughout like, you know, time and time again. You just kind of, you get done with like, you know, just watching the world pass you by. So you just have to just keep, you know, go for it.
Do you feel like if you don't take risk, you're just gonna kind of be watching from the sidelines?
1,000%, yeah, exactly.
Do you have some advice to get the courage to take risk and not just play it safe?
Every risk that you take, you're still gonna be safe about it. You can just take the risk. I can just walk middle of the street and just thinking if there's no cars coming, you still have to be careful. You take educated risk.
Educated risk.
And you have to think about it.
So like for someone who's out there just playing it safe, do you have some advice to kind of help them get over that fear of perhaps failure?
Depends what your goals are. So
they say they want to go to the moon, they want to shoot for the stars.
You have to take a risk. Again, you take educated risk.
But I guess, you know, I like to make the videos personal for the viewers. Like what we say is perhaps the biggest risk that you have taken or one of the biggest risks.
Moved to 3 different countries.
3 different countries?
Yes. I was born in Syria, then moved to Canada. From Canada, came to California. My dad took that risk, then we followed them.
What about yourself personally?
Different careers. I was going from one school, not knowing English, and then go to Canada and learn English as my 4th language. Then coming over here and now going to college, play football, sort of semi-pro athlete.
Yeah, you got that athlete built there.
Then going to business, changing business. I was a bond trader, then went to the equity side, financial side. Then before you were born, probably when the dot-com era, that was in the 90s, then you have to adjust. Now change career to real estate. So the past 23 years, I'm a real estate agent. So those are the risks I took.
Like, so what made you gain the courage to make those risks, like switching from career to career? Because that's not a small deal, you know, going to a different career.
Because when you see something, you know, I was in the market and you're advising people how to handle their money, and sometimes you take it personally because this is people's money and you see the market is crashing and they start hammering you as if I caused it. You have no choice. You try to analyze it and say, okay, what can I do now? Because obviously this is not working. Then you jump to a career that you take a chance. But it was, again, educated chance. Don't believe every person tells you something. You know, if somebody tells you something, do research behind it and see if it's true.
Get multiple sources so you're taking it in at once.
Multiple sources, not even 2 is enough.
And that goes back to like that educated risk that you're talking about, the calculated risk.
And please go to school.
And go to school.
My days, it's always been go to university, but now they have so many other opportunities. You don't have to go to Ivy League school. Okay, you're not in school, go learn how to be an electrician. You could make more money than a doctor. Go be a plumber. You know, plumbers, they make a lot of money. I mean, there's so many good trades that you could do, and there's a benefit. But I always encourage my kids, school first.
School first.
School, it's important, if you can.
There you have it. That's the advice that we got on how to gain the courage to take more risk and not just play it safe. It's like you've heard in this video, playing it safe, all that's going to lead to is you're going to be on your deathbed having a life full of regrets just because you didn't take the risk. Let me know in the comments down below. whose advice you found the most helpful. And I also want to hear what your thoughts are. If you have any advice that's helped you take more risk and not just play it safe, let me know in the comments down below. And again, I want to thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.